Balance, released in 1995, was the 10th studio album by American rock band Van Halen and the final one to feature their second vocalist, Sammy Hagar. The album reflected a band at a crossroads, grappling with internal tensions while delivering a powerful mix of hard rock and introspective ballads. Produced by Bruce Fairbairn, Balance showcased Van Halen's signature sound with a darker, more mature edge, exploring themes of conflict, introspection, and personal struggle. Despite the behind-the-scenes turmoil, the album was a commercial success, debuting at #1 on the Billboard album chart and producing several hit singles. In the following, you can listen to the world premiere broadcast of the new album as it was broadcast on January 17, 1995, to some 240 syndicated radio stations in the USA and even abroad as well, including Radio 1 in the United Kingdom.
94.3 and 103.9 WRCN.
WRCN Riverhead. WMJC Smithtown.
Long Island's best rock.
From Air Studios in London, England, the Album Network presents the world premiere broadcast of Van Halen's Balance. Hi, everybody. I'm Tommy Nast.
I'm Claire Sturgis from BBC Radio 1. A big welcome to the 240 radio stations across the US and Canada, and to our radio audience across Europe and around the world, and of course to our studio audience here in London. Say hi to everyone.
Oh. You all know that tonight you're going to be among the first to hear songs from Van Halen's brand new CD, Balance. Plus, we're going to be announcing the band's tour dates as well, too. So, without further notice, will you please welcome Michael Anthony, Sammy Hagar, Alex Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen, Van Halen! Great to see you guys. Alex, I'll kiss you anytime.
How you doing, Danny?
Hey, Sammy. Gentlemen, start your engines. Alex, you like this little drum we brought for you here?
It's great. I really do.
Would you like to describe this drum, Alex? It's rather fine. Rather fine drum. Would you like to describe it to the radio audience out there?
Well, it's about 5 feet tall and 5 feet wide, and I guess it could double as a dressing room for me or something. Where do I put the rest of the drums?
So why can't we all sit together? What is this?
We couldn't get couches big enough, sorry. So guys, what are we all doing in London? You know, usually we start things off in the States or anything. Is there press reasons that you're over here first?
No.
I can see this is going to be a good night, Sammy.
No, hey, what are you doing over here, Tommy? That's what we want to know. What are you doing over here?
Tommy, we got a new record coming out right now.
When we toured here last summer, or right before summer, we promised we would come back, and we did. So that's why we're here.
And it sounds like everybody is happy that you are here, too.
Now, Sammy, is your microphone okay there? You're having a bit of a problem.
I'm getting it together. See, I'm the only guy that understands this kind of stuff, you know.
Now, it's been, your first studio album in, 4 years? You guys must have been really chomping at the bit to get back into the studio again. What was it like when you set foot in the studio, started, writing together, recording together?
Actually, I swear, it was, really kind of scary, because we didn't know what we were going to do. We don't write songs ahead of time. We just kind of, get together and go, well, what do you want to do? And it's it was kind of tough getting started. It really was.
So I had to take control and say, here's what we're doing, guys.
I wish it was that easy.
Does that happen like that? Yeah. Which one of you guys in the studio is the boss? Anybody?
Yeah, I am, Tommy.
Alex.
No, wait. No, see, here. Sammy's his own boss.
Yeah, actually, I work for myself.
I'm my own boss. Al's his own boss, so is Mike.
Well, see, I'm my own boss, but I'm also Sammy's agent, too. So anything you need Sammy to do, you got to go through me first.
See, they're businessmen over there. We're musicians over here. No.
Well, we're here
in that case,
we're here to world premiere tracks from the new record, Balance. The record opens up with a really rockin' song that I'd like you to talk about. Alex, why don't you tell us about Seventh Seal?
Okay.
You just kind of nailed it yourself
I think Sammy is a big fan of Ingmar Bergman, and I think trying to capture what the man did in film, the stuff that's a little bit beyond what you first perceive just on the film, the vibe of it, the character, I think is something that Sammy tried to put lyrically to the music. When the band writes songs, the music comes first, and when it's kind of in a rough state, Sammy will walk in and listen to it and see what kind of what imagery the music evokes. And if we're in agreement more or less, if we all feel kind of the same way, then
otherwise we kick his...
Sammy takes the ball and runs with it, you know, because he's much better with words than we are. So that's kind of a simplified version of it.
Let's check it out. Let's hear the first track from the album Balance as we world premiere this. It's new Van Halen. This is Seventh Seal on the Album Network.
This is the world premiere of Van Halen's brand new album, Balance, on the Album Network, and we'll be hearing more from the guys right after this very short break.
94.3 and 103.9 WRCN.
WRCN Riverhead. WMJC Smithtown.
Long Island's best rock.
Welcome back to Air Studios in London and the world premiere broadcast of Van Halen's brand new CD, Balance. I'm Claire Sturgis, and this is Tommy Nass.
And that's me. And this is Van Halen up here. We're world premiering Balance.
I thought you were going to play the same song again. I got nervous, Tommy. I got nervous.
We got it under control, buddy.
I see that now.
We're going to go through, and I wanted to remind everybody, though, too, that the stores will have Balance available in North America Tuesday, January 24th, and then in the rest of Europe on January 23rd. So all you people out there listening, run out there and get it when it's available.
What about South America?
20 seconds.
I knew you'd ask me that. Jeez. This time around, you guys picked a different producer, Bruce Fairbairn. In the past, you guys have used Ted Templeman. You've had Mick Jones in there. Don Landy has recorded with you guys. You've self-produced as well, too.
And Andy Johns.
And Andy Johns. What was it that you went to Bruce Fairbairn for this time around, and how was it working with him?
Who's first?
Mike, you haven't said anything lately.
Yeah, come on, Michael.
I never say anything.
We talked with about five or six different producer type people. You know, producer is kind of an omnipresent kind of term. It doesn't mean the same thing for everybody. But Bruce was the only one who didn't walk in with a list of credits and telling us what he has accomplished in his life. And the first thing he asked is, well, play me what you got. And that was it. He's in.
Eddie, you said in a recent interview that Bruce was already going to produce the next record. Do you still feel like that now? Do you think you'll feel like that a year from now?
I personally would love to work with him again. I spoke
as of now. It could change.
I spoke to Bruce a couple of weeks ago, and he calls me and he goes, you know, it's funny, man. I do interviews now and then too. Somebody called him from a magazine, and they asked him, so what was it like working with Van Halen? And he goes, well, I watched Eddie plug in his guitar, watched Al play his drums. It was a lot of fun watching him play.
That's it.
Really, what he brought for us was a lot of organization. He said, today we're doing this. You know, if you left us on our own, we would probably not be finished yet.
We'd still be in.
I'd want to do one thing, Sammy would want to do something else, Al would want to do something else, and Mike, you know, whatever.
No, it's like, you know,
I didn't mean it that way. What it meant is he brought a lot of organization to it.
Normally in the studio, like if Ed blows a tube goes on his amp or something, it's like, oh, okay, well, we'll see tomorrow. You know, that would be it. But Bruce would be like, if Sammy was ready to sing a vocal, or wasn't quite ready to sing a vocal, you had to go, okay, well, why don't we do these backgrounds?
Yeah, if Sammy blew a tube, then...
That's right. When Sammy blows tube, then we go over it, and I'd do the vocals and take care. So there's never, like, any really wasted time in the studio.
When the mountain biking wasn't good, I was there, believe me. I'm telling you, man. When the weather was bad, I was in that studio, man. I was the first guy there.
How'd you keep him focused?
It must have been quite intimidating, though, for you and for Bruce when you first met in the studio. You had to play this guy your stuff, and he had to come up with some ideas for you. Was there some sort of mutual intimidation going on there?
No, it was more of a mutual admiration for each other. You know, obviously, you want to do your best for the guy, so he doesn't think, wow, these guys aren't what I thought they were. You know what I mean? You do your best anyway, but it was a mutual respect.
And have you become great friends now? Do you hang out together?
Well, he lives in Canada.
He's too busy. He's too busy.
But can you go and visit him? I mean, if he lives in Canada...
But truthfully, I would certainly call Bruce Fairbairn a friend after working on this record and the things he brought to it and the type of relationship we developed. It's an intimate thing, you know, especially, well, for any musician, but for a singer, when you're singing and someone's sitting there listening and they go, well, try this, it's like, man, you're really embarrassed to just kind of open up your soul and start singing, you know. A guitar player, Eddie, he can go, this amp doesn't sound right. You know, my amp, you go fix his knobs. When your voice doesn't sound right, it's like...
No. You got that one wrong.
You're kind of in trouble. So anyway, it was intimidating for me the first time I sang for Bruce. But he became a friend. There's no question about it.
Okay, you ready for another song from the album? What do you reckon? From Balance, the new album from Van Halen. This is a single, Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do.
Don't tell me what love can do. First single. Whoa. You know, that's the most requested song in America right now by like a margin of 2-1 over anything else.
Thanks to all of you fans out there. Thanks to you guys.
Well, who the hell said Americans were stupid anyway? Come on.
Van Halen fans are the best fans in the world. There they are.
And there's a sensational video that you guys did with this. Now, when you did Right Here, Right Now, that was a video that it was a serious side of the band, and I think you stayed with this. You depict some serious subject matter in this video, and it really translates amazingly on video. How was the concept put together?
I think it's important to try to match, obviously, the video to the song, but at the same time recognize that it is only one song. You know, a lot of people have made comments and comparisons between Right Now and this song, and there really isn't any. It's just that this song was the video director's interpretation of a concept, because love has so many meanings, you know, so many applications. It can be the love between a man and a woman, or just the love of life, or parental love, and that's the one he kind of picked on, and it was basically to depict someone being a victim of the system for whatever reason, and eventually he becomes part of it, and that's how he finishes off his life.
And those were actual victims.
Yes. Yeah, those are real. Those are real people that they went to a juvenile hall in Los Angeles, and a couple different juvenile halls, and got footage. But Peter Christopherson did that, and Peter Christopherson was really the guy that interpreted the song that way. And that's the cool thing about a video. It's something that I'm just starting to appreciate, because I didn't used to like video before, because you'd have a song and then someone would interpret it differently. I used to say, well, that's not what the song's about.
It's kind of like the difference between reading a book and seeing a movie.
It is, yeah.
If you read a book, it's usually better because it's your own imagination, you know? And you see the video and it's like, well, that's only one aspect of what we mean about the song. And we're very serious. At the same time, we're also very serious about having fun, too. That's only one song.
That's only one song, exactly.
Eddie, I want to ask you, though, too. Were you serious about getting your hair cut off like that, too? You're sporting the new look.
No, he was seriously having fun when he did that.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
What brought the haircut about?
Eddie, we think it looks
well,
fabulous.
it was a combination of reasons. I lost a bet.
What kind of bet?
Well, let's not get into that.
Wait.
Tell me he doesn't want to talk about it.
It looks good on the radio,
kind of
though, I'm telling you.
Quarterback from a football team or something?
Well, yeah, that's part of it, but...
wait a minute, wait.
Is the FCC got anything to do with this?
A little bit. But,
okay, drop the question then.
If anybody saw the video in 1986 that we put out, Live Without a Net, and saw Sammy's haircut, I think you'll see... No, I'm gonna get... You'll see that a haircut really has nothing to do with what this band is about. I mean, it's been obvious, but I think sometimes it needs to be
yeah, but why am I taking the heat now, man? Wait a minute.
Well, I thought...
Someone's got to take it.
My shit
Sammy,
grew back.
you're having a good hair day.
Sam,
grew back,
What
man.
are brothers for?
Okay, we're moving on from haircuts now to tour dates. This is for everyone listening at home on the radio at the moment, and for these guys here in the studio. Get your pens out. These are the first 5 dates in Florida. They kick off March the 11th in Pensacola. March 12th in Jacksonville, 14th St. Petersburg, 17th Miami, and the 18th of March in Orlando. And there'll be more tour dates to come later on.
We'll give some more. You know, it was a year ago today that Los Angeles suffered a major earthquake. Unfortunately, Japan has suffered a major earthquake today as well, too. And I thought what we'd do now is play a song from the album that maybe will shake some more things in here tonight. This is Aftershock on the Album Network.
Van Halen and Aftershock. Did you guys like that? Did you enjoy that?
Was that inspired by
That's a love song. That's a love song.
By the LA earthquake?
No.
We might have caused it with that.
No.
Were you guys in the earthquake?
Some of us were. Some of that. No, I wasn't. I was in San Francisco.
It was quite a ride.
Yeah.
Because you don't know when it's going to stop.
It's got nothing to do with the song, though. Sorry.
It is. No, it's not about earthquakes.
Okay, stay tuned. We're going to hear more from Van Halen and from their brand new CD, Balance, exclusively on the Album Network right after this very short break.
94.3 and 103.9 WRCN.
This is the world premiere broadcast of Van Halen's Ballads, coming to you from Air Studios in London. Michael, Alex, Sammy, and Eddie are here. I'm Tommy Nast.
Tommy, you already played that song, Tommy, though. See, you did it again. You already played that song.
Sammy, that's called a bumper.
A bumper?
A bumper.
That's a musical.
Okay, now wait.
Not where
That's
we
one of
come
them
from.
radio terms, you know?
Yeah, it's some other kind of term as well, but that's all right.
Hey, there was some talk about some controversy about the album artwork. We heard that some retail accounts were concerned that it was offensive. Now, I'm sure Van Halen has never offended anybody in its career.
Not on purpose. No, not
It wasn't the artwork, it was the word Van Halen that they thought was offensive. No, it wasn't the picture on the cover or nothing.
If you describe the cover art to the audience and let us know what you think about people thinking that your album artwork is offensive.
Well, I don't think the artwork itself is offensive. I think what their reaction to it and what they read into it is really showing much more about themselves than they care to know. At the risk of getting too deep, it's scary for people to think what it is that makes them uncomfortable with it when there's absolutely no reason for it. You know, it's if I can describe it, it's a Siamese twin, and one twin is antagonizing the other, and it basically symbolizes the struggle within each and every one of us between the good side and the bad. You know, it's always that ongoing thing.
The balance.
And it's basically that what one does also affects the other, but it's basically the same person.
It's kind of like an instant karma, just hitting you right in the face.
You know, on a grander scale, it's like whatever people do affects everybody, you know? So lighten up. Everybody chill out.
It's just a new Van Halen record. It's just a new Van Halen record.
Okay, we've got some more tour dates here now for people listening at home, and for you guys here, if you've got pens handy. We're going into March 20th, Tupelo in Mississippi. Have I pronounced that correctly?
Tupelo.
Tupelo, Mississippi.
Tupelo
New
what?
Orleans,
Where are you from, Great Britain or something?
Sorry.
To blow what?
Tupelo.
what?
That's Elvis's
21st,
birthplace.
New Orleans, I'm sorry. 24th, Dallas, 25th, San Antonio, 26th, Houston, 28th, El Paso, 29th, Albuquerque, is that right?
That's
31st,
right.
That's
Las
right.
Vegas, and tickets go on sale for these shows in the second week of February. Okay? Got those dates in your diary, guys?
Yes, I
There'll
do.
be more to
Thank
come
you,
later
Claire.
on.
Are you guys dying to get on the road?
Hey, I'll tell you, Tommy, after listening to this inside here with these people, I'd get up and play right now. Oh, no, wait. But unfortunately, we don't have any equipment here.
Mike, you're on.
You know, that's one thing about Mike. You stand him up and put him in front of a microphone, get a bass around him, and he's ready to go anytime.
You see, Tommy. You see, I'm ready.
Don't forget about the six-pack, though.
As soon as somebody says, "You're on," I'm there. I'm ready.
Do you guys want to hear some more music? Yeah? This is the world exclusive of the brand new Van Halen album. It's called Balance, and this track is called Feeling.
This is a great song.
I don't light anything over here.
Oh.
Don't light anything over here.
Is that nice? That's Feeling.
Yay.
Whoa. Woo. Great song. Hey, and a reminder to everybody, the record will be in the stores. Balance will be in the stores in America Tuesday, January 24th. The day before, January 23rd, throughout Europe. Now, you know, there's contest winners here from around the country. Guys, what do you say we get some questions from the audience for you tonight and see what they want to know about here? First, let me go up here. John from Detroit, what's your question?
How you doing? I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm your #1 fan amongst all these other people here.
Yeah, you got 149 competitors, man.
Great question. Great question.
Okay, I previously read that the album was going to be called either The Club or The Seventh Seal. Is any of this true?
Yes.
And what made you decide call
Well,
it
hey,
Balance?
I put a quick stop to that. No, actually, Balance was a title that Alex had a few albums ago.
Don't blame it on me.
No. Well, I really think it was a perfect title for this batch of music, this batch of tunes, you know. The reason we were going to call it The Club is because our manager had passed away a year ago, October.
And his nickname was The Club.
Yeah.
But rather than have it be like a eulogy or in memory of, we felt it was too much of a cloud hanging over the record. Because the man was certainly not a depressing man. He was somebody who lived life to its fullest. And I think we indirectly, by using the title Balance, had him incorporated in the feeling of the record as well, without using the word The Club.
Good question.
Yeah.
We have Brian here from Dallas with another question for you.
Yeah, after the completion of 5150, I remember Sammy stating in an interview that he could not wait to hear the music that you would be producing in 3 or 4 albums. Now, how do you feel about the band's progress through Balance, and do you still question how good you can be in the future?
I still think we can get better, but this album's, I think, I'm real satisfied with this album. I think the whole band is too. I feel that this album is really a good step for us. I'm real happy with it. I feel good about this record, but I'm also looking forward to what we can do in the future. It's still a new band, I swear. I mean, it's only our 4th album.
It's really a never-ending thing.
It's like with Van Halen, every album's been a growing process for Van Halen, and we've only really just hit the tip of the iceberg with what we're going to be doing.
Okay, do not stray too far from your radio, otherwise you will miss out on hearing more from Van Halen's new CD, Balance. This is the world premiere broadcast, and we'll be back in just a moment on the Album Network.
You're listening to Van Halen on the Album Network.
Welcome back to the
We
world
already heard that, Tommy.
broadcast.
Tommy had to have another.
Heard that song, Tommy.
Hey, Sam, Tommy had
Balance from Van Halen.
Tommy had to have another
As you
bumper.
Can tell, the
Tommy,
guys are
That's a bumper.
me.
That's a bumper. Something you're talking
Tommy
about.
had to have another
I
bumper.
got it.
Tommy had to have another bumper.
There he goes again, bumping the needle.
Oh, my. Guys, I'll tell you. I'll get you, Michael. I promise I will.
We've known Tommy too long. This is a problem here. It's like we've known him too long. So
all right, we were talking before about the Super Bowl. Any picks on who's going to win it?
San Francisco.
The Bills.
Come on.
San Francisco.
Come on.
The Bills.
The Bills, they're going to win. Buffalo Bills are going to win.
Yeah, right. All right, let's talk about
Hey, I
some
didn't
more.
mean this year.
Let's talk about some more tour info here. I'm going to talk about some cities here in April. They will be visiting these cities, so if you're living there, get ready. Phoenix, Los Angeles, San Jose, Chicago, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Dayton, Ohio, Charleston, Philadelphia, San Diego, Oakland, Sacramento, Detroit, Lexington, Kentucky, Cleveland, New York, and Boston.
Basically, we're going to hit every city in the world, okay?
You know, Tommy,
they just haven't announced them all yet.
Those are
At
some of the
least
dates.
twice.
We're going to be.
You
We're going
guys
to come
can
over.
do those dates in like a week.
That's
What are you
right.
kidding?
And if you haven't heard your date, we're coming over to Europe in May and June, but then we're going to be back and we're going to play places that we didn't play the first time before. There we go.
Can I talk now?
Yes, Claire.
I think we're going to have some more music. We're going back to the live album right here, right now, and from it, Pound Cake. From the live album right here, right now, Van Halen with Pound Cake. We've got a huge amount of prize winners here. This is Kimberly from Kansas City. You have a question for the guys, Kimberly. What is it?
This is a true honor for me. Do you have strong feelings one way or another about the lawsuit between Pearl Jam and Ticketmaster regarding ticket surcharges?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
That's their business.
I understand what they're going at, but at the same time, if they want to be that honorable and give people cheaper ticket prices, why don't they just play for free?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's like, where do you draw the line? What do you do? I mean, it's like everything you do, there's somebody else that's got a piece of the pie, you know? And you got to deal with these people. So they can fight it all they want, but somewhere, you know, if they really want to be true artists and make music from the heart, hey, play for free.
Yeah.
I'll go.
No, I mean, we've done that. We've done it. But
Mike, take it away. Step on that bass.
Kimberly, thanks for your question. We also have Dan from Chicago. Dan's here. What's your question, Dan?
Okay, guys, I know it's not all work and all play. Can you run us through, like on 5150, an average day in the studio from start to finish? Do you work on it till it's right, or do you work on a certain thing, or what's an average day?
It really varies, you know. Some days it's really going great, and you be in there like 10, 12, 15 hours and not even know it, and you walk out there going, whoa, it's dark, you know. And then some days we're goofing off the whole day. There's really no set system, but truly, in the end, we do it until we get it right. In the end, that's the right thing. You know, we want to. That's the
beauty of it. That's the beauty of having your own place to do that, because you're not on a time schedule where you have to try to be creative from like 12 to 6 or whatever. Because sometimes maybe you'll get on a roll and something will start happening, and all of a sudden you have to leave. Over at 5150, it's like, hey, if it's happening, we go with it, and that way, you know.
But usually, Mike and Sam tend to try to leave before traffic gets too bad.
And no, Ed usually tries. Ed really tries to make it down to his house from the studio.
Hey, you've never seen Ed. You've seen Ed driving his pro-streeted 50-second Chevy from the house up the driveway to the studio, burning rubber all the way up. There we go.
No, hey, really, the truth is, if we're on to something that really excites us all, we work until we're done.
Yeah.
You know, there's no average day, really.
Yeah, there is.
Every day is different.
It's our second home. It's great.
We just heard a live version of Pound Cake, and there's no doubt when Van Halen hits the road, it's always a big production. Arenas and stadiums are, you know, they get a great show in there. What do you do each tour to make it bigger and better, and what can we expect, like production-wise, this year?
That's a good question.
Yes, it is.
That's about 7 of them, but I put them all together.
Right now, we're doing what you call a promotional tour.
It's tough. I think we always want to give the audience the best, and our basic philosophy is that there are 4 people on stage who are trying to get rid of the line between the band and the audience.
That's what we just had the audience move a little closer.
Yeah. Well, actually, Alex had a great idea on this tour. He's saying, you know, what can we do different that's never been done? And Al said during one song, we'll show the video of the song, and we'll go out in the audience and just, you know, hang out with our fans for about You can expect something maybe crazy like that. I don't know.
You know, the main focus is always on the band and not the production. The production, the lights and everything enhances the band.
Actually, it's more on the music than even the band, you know?
Well, you guys are incredible players. I mean, there's no question about that. And you shine live. What about, on the other hand, too, you've done a couple of small dates. I saw in Los Angeles when you played at the Whiskey and you played at the Hard Rock Cafe for your golf benefit. Any surprise little shows like that going to come up this year?
Those usually turn into more trouble than they're worth, because honestly, the Whiskey, we had good intentions to do that, and
at the same time, it wouldn't be a surprise if we told you, would it?
Yeah. But when you got 13 or 15,000 people trying to get into a 600-seat club, it's kind of unfair to the fans. So we really don't know how to handle that, to be honest with you.
Sammy, I very rudely interrupted you there because we want you to introduce the next song, please.
Oh, the next song. This is kind of like the band's fun kind of thing. This when we were recording this song this year, when we first were writing this song, we were having so much fun doing it. It's like a song it's actually meant to be fun. It is fun, and it is about. It's not about saying, hey, you know, being greedy, wanting money. It's about people that want your money, and it's called Big Fat Money.
That's right. Crank it up.
This is the Album Network. You've just heard Big Fat Money by Van Halen. Sammy, that coin spinning at the end, how did you get that sound effect on?
Oh, that's some of Bruce Fairbairn stuff, man. Bruce, you know, as a producer, he's got a good sense of humor, you know, and he likes to throw little things like that in there. And
he did all kinds of funny things to Sam on that one.
The coin spin actually took the longest to record because once we got, we couldn't decide on what size coin to use, a quarter, a silver dollar, a foreign coin.
So which one did you go for then,
After we recorded it, we said we want it in stereo.
And actually, the funniest thing would be if we would have videoed you, you'd actually see all of us standing around the console doing this with the microphones down there spinning this coin. And I think Bruce was the one who got the final spin, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, it's like this guy asked about a day's work. Well, there you go. That's a day's work. We're spinning a
trying to spin the coin.
Okay, we will be back with Van Halen and the world premiere broadcast of Balance on the Album Network right after this very short commercial break. Thank you.
94.3 and 103.9 WRCN.
Welcome back to the world premiere broadcast of Balance from Van Halen. I'm Tommy Nast here tonight along with Claire Sturgis.
Hi.
Woo. Sammy, let me get through that one that time, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, I'm getting, you know, my jokes are getting old. I mean, I'm using them over and over again.
And I wish people were here to see that during that break there, the couch that Sammy was sitting on broke. But I don't want to say anything about that, Sammy.
I gained a couple.
You don't look like you gained any weight.
I gained a couple. It's all muscle, man. And it's
make sure you know, Tommy, that it's Sammy's side of the couch that broke, not my side. Sammy's side.
I think we're going to go to the audience here to get another question here. We have Richard from Baltimore here. What's your question, Richard?
First off, mates, I'd like to say cheers. Thanks for buying some of the greatest rock.
I'll drink to that,
Cheers.
Richard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Amen.
Rock and roll. My question is, with the coming of a new century upon us, do you think rock music will take a drastic change in year 2000 and beyond, or stay the same as straight ahead, get down to basic sound it is now?
Rock's always went every direction. It's always changing. It gets all high tech, like about 10 years ago or so, you know, or 15 years ago when the disco pop stuff, kind of the weird electronic music came, and then that went, and now grunge is in. It always changes, and that's healthy. But Van Halen is kind of unaffected by that. We don't try to jump on any bandwagons and be anything that's current, because if it's in, then someday it's got to go out, and you go out with it. So we just kind of stay on the outside a little bit.
We are timeless.
Longevity, and you guys do it better than anybody.
I think really you just got to be true to your heart when you're making music.
Yeah.
You know, you don't follow trends. You don't do any of that. You just make good music. I mean, personally, I'm a guitarist that loves to write and play rock and roll music.
Okay, we have Christine. Christine's flown in from St. Louis. Christine, what's your question for the guys?
First of all, I'd like to say that St. Louis loves Van Halen.
Yes, Van Halen loves St. Louis.
But my question is, I have heard Alex state that there was quite a bit of tension related to the recording of Balance. How did this atmosphere differ from previous albums, and what type of atmosphere have you found produces your best work?
Actually, I don't think it was any different than any other record, because the tension that was there was really something that we noticed. See, most people will find a reason to have tension because it really shows their character, if you will. So even if the events were different, I think the tension would have been there anyway, whether the focal point would have been the music, or whether it would have been something that we were in disagreement on, or whether it was just the fact that we had to come to the studio too early. It really shows your nature. That's what it was. That's what I've learned out of this whole thing. It's our nature.
Somebody actually asked us the other day, so what have you learned after 11 albums? Well, I really realized I haven't learned anything. Because every time you start a new record, it's the same anxiety, same, you try to go, you know, the writing process, everything else. It's like you really haven't learned anything, because you kind of just go on with it. You try to not necessarily top yourself, but help me, guys.
I swear it's true.
It's all uncharted territory.
Every record is just like the first record you ever made.
It's not
I swear. The last one was just as hard to make, or just as easy to make, or just whatever.
You never
That's the very
really get it
first
down, you know? Otherwise, we'd stop. We say, hey, we've done it, we're done.
Yeah, if you get it down, it'll sound just like the last one, probably.
But it's this elusive thing that you keep trying to chase, and you try to better yourself, you try to do the right thing.
But
Eddie,
it's that process that keeps drawing us back. You know, it's the actual process of making or recording the music, and then at the end being happy with it.
You know,
so it's worth the price.
Plus the fact that you got 4 guys that are friends making music and enjoying making music together.
Eddie, there's a piano interlude on the record called Strung Out. Now, I understand that you recorded this like 10 years ago, and during this year, you trashed Marvin Hamlish's like
don't say that too loud.
Great piano. Is that the truth?
To tell you the truth, I don't know if he knows about it or not, but
he does now.
Yes, he does now.
Thanks. But yeah, my wife and I rented his beach house, and he had this beautiful white grand piano. And one evening, I proceeded to kind of cop a little slight buzz, and I took everything from his kitchen sink to you name it, you know, the forks and knives, everything. I was just playing. The part that's on the record is about a 50, 60-second piece of about 6 hours of me trashing his piano.
Have you talked to him since?
No, but I had his piano fixed.
Was it really true that was where you first started?
Restring it, everything.
Isn't that where you first got the drill idea or something?
No, the drill thing was a whole nother thing. You want to know about the drill?
That happened on tour, didn't it?
Trying to put the piano back together with the drill. And
no, wait. Do you mean my drill thing or Sammy and Mike's? No.
After that story, we should hear this. Let's listen to this. This is Strung Out on the Album Network.
That's a great track. Van Halen, Not Enough. And before that, we heard Strung Out. And we will hear yet more tracks from Balance, the new album from Van Halen, exclusively on the Album Network, right after this very short commercial break.
But that was a love song.
Welcome back to the world premiere of Balance from Van Halen. Album is going to be in the stores, by the way. Of course, we have to mention that. You guys
by the way, did you tell these people that this is in London, that we're in London, that we're jet-lagged out?
We're in London,
that right now, it's like 20 minutes to 3. What is it, in the morning or in the afternoon in San Francisco right now?
I haven't got a clue what time it is there.
Wait,
I haven't slept for 4 days.
It's 20 minutes in the afternoon, I do believe.
20 minutes in the afternoon, perfect.
And now that you got your time down, don't forget that Tuesday, January 24th, Balance hits the record stores in North America. And on January 23rd throughout Europe. Run out and get it.
Okay, we have someone else who wants to ask the guys a question. It's Troy from New York. Troy, what's your question for the guys?
Actually, Ed, you had a bet with Jim Kelly, right?
Oh, you don't know.
What was the other side of the bet? If you would have lost, if he would have lost, what was the other side of the bet? What was going on there?
What do you mean? I did lose. Look at my head.
If Kelly would have lost, I know he lost the playoffs, so that's all right. But.
Well, he didn't have much on his head to lose, so. I can't talk about that.
Oh, you tried, Troy. Thank you very much.
You'd have to ask him.
We'll tell you after the show, Troy.
I tried too. Some tour dates coming up too. In May, the band will be going through Albany and Buffalo in upstate New York, my old stomping grounds. I'll probably see you guys there. Into Canada with stops in Montreal and Quebec City.
And then they're off to Europe in June. Festival dates in the UK, Germany, Spain, France, Belgium, Holland, and Switzerland. Then back in North America in July. Sounding good already.
Woo! Hey. Oh. In other words, we're busy, okay?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
We're going to hear some more music, I reckon, Tommy.
You know what?
What about, I really, really want to hear Amsterdam.
I want to hear stories about Amsterdam. I was tempted to wanted to go there.
Amsterdam is one of the most fun places in the world. Everything is practically legal, you know? It's like you're walking down the street and they got like hookers in windows, like window shoppers, not mannequins, real women. You're looking and you're going, oh, that one looks good. Oh, I kind of like that one. And you can walk into like bars and you can buy dope, man. And smoke it right there and out in the streets too. And it's a crack.
Can we say hookers and hash on the radio?
I guess we just did.
I'm just telling you. Listen to it now. This is Amsterdam.
I'm not saying to do this, but that's the way Amsterdam. It's probably the ultimate party city. You can get away with damn near anything. And so this song is basically calling a big fat doob. Now we call a big fat doob in Amsterdam. So.
And here it is.
This is it.
Van Halen and Amsterdam, and we'll be back to wrap things up in a couple of minutes' time on the Album Network.
Yeehaw!
94.3 and 103.9 WRCN.
Welcome back to Air Studios in London, where we have been world premiering Balance, a brand new album from Van Halen. We have heard some great music tonight. What do you think, huh?
What do you reckon?
Thank you. And that ain't all of it. There's more.
Yeah, exactly, Tommy. One thing you got to get straight with the people understand, there's more songs than that on the album. This is just all the time we have, because there's like about, what, 8 more songs? Guys, what did they play, 5, 6?
We played 7 songs, so I think it's a pretty good taste
Well,
of
there's
what's happening.
another-
There's some other great
That's
stuff
a good half.
on there.
Yeah, it's half. That's half. It's
good
half,
half.
Tommy. Half.
You guys didn't disappoint anybody. I think all your fans around the world are going to be ecstatic with the release of Balance. It's incredible music, but then again, I think people expect nothing less than that from Van Halen.
Good.
And we give them nothing less than that, Tommy.
Now, we've got some thank yous to do. First of all, thank yourself. You guys here at Air Studios tonight have been fabulous. Give it
You
up.
guys been having a good one tonight.
And thank you to all the people listening in, 240 countries around the world.
It's all over the
Millions.
world here.
And we want
Michael,
to thank the band.
Sammy, Alex, Ed,
Tommy,
Claire,
And me, thank you guys. You were great.
It was
Thanks,
awesome.
Van Halen.
Baby doll.
And thank you.
And we say good night from London.
Good night,
Take
everybody.
care, everyone.
Kobe.
Big round of applause.
Kobe Joe.
Remember, if you like what you hear and you need to hear Van Halen Balance again, head on down to Blockbuster Music, where you can listen to it all weekend long. You can't buy it until next Tuesday, but you can hear it at Blockbuster Music, where you have the power to hear it all. The world premiere broadcast of Van Halen's Balance was engineered by Rupert Colson, along with John Bailey and Tim Weinlott, with creative production by Steve Nelson.
Special thanks to Ray Daniels and Kim Garner of SRO Management, to Van Halen tour managers Scotty Ross and Ken Dean of 5150, to Stu Cohen, Kenny Pavogel, Katrina Fernandez, and Tucker Williamson of Warner Brothers Records.
In London, our thanks to Jason Murray of Warner Music, to Liz Kessler of Warner Brothers Records, to Allison Burton, Malcolm Atkin, and the entire staff of Air Studios in London, to Dutch Michaels, Gary Hughes, and Bill Baggs of Music Bank, and to Sarah Rosenfeld and Ellen Nauman.
Back in North America, special thanks to Donna Geisinger, Neil Bird, and John Schoenberger of the Album Network, and to Steve Saslow and June Brody of SJS Entertainment, New York.
Our associate producer has been John Valenzuela. Tonight's show is produced by Mark Felsot, executive producer Steve Smith.
The world premiere broadcast of Van Halen's Balance has been an exclusive presentation of the Album Network. I'm Claire Sturgis.
And I'm Tommy Nast. Good night from London.